Fantastic. Good to know. Happy to see you all on a great Sunday. Hope you're all doing great. Let me see who's available. Anyone interested to be on the cam on a Sunday to show your smiley face? Pushparaj from Dubai. How are you, sir? Maybe you're in mute mode. Okay, I have Lokesh. And
sorry, Sriram, I didn't realize that I'm on mute.
Okay.
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing good. That's a Sunday mode. Yeah, that's how it'll be.
Yeah.
All right, great. So nice to have you all here, and happy to meet you after a few days of time when the classes got over. Right. So until last Sunday, we were very busy. Is it right?
Yes, it is.
Sitting for the classes, taking notes. Now it's a bit relaxed mode to read on our own speed. Nice to know.
But one thing has changed is that the reading speed has increased, and now it's a little more kind of meaningful, meaningful understanding. Yeah, that changes that.
I think that's a good news. So, which means the interest on the subject or the trick to read would have been improved. In the sense, you would have understood how much time I have to spend for reading.
I couldn't figure out what has changed actually, but this is the outcome I could realize.
Okay. It's good. It's good. Is your family accepting it, the changes?
Of course, yes. Of course.
Great to know. Thanks for that, Pushparaj. All right. I have a bunch of more people. So, Rini, you have something behind you. Is it a PMP question paper or a schedule or something different?
Hi, Shri. So, no, it's not the leaked question paper at all. I wish I could get my hands on that. But the schedule that I've gotten from the ShriLearning. So, I've pasted it behind me so that I have it on the back of my mind, even when I'm not reading.
Okay, yeah, back of you and also back of your mind. Okay, nice to know. And I made a wild guess. It could be PMP. It doesn't mean it should be PMP. It can be your grocery list. It could be your gym schedule. Yeah, it could be. But being always with the PMP, whenever I see a printout, I say, okay, it could be PMP. Right. All right, good to know. Thanks all for being here. Nice to see you all. Today, I have a topic to talk about agile mindset. Okay, and then I have to talk something about the examination. So we'll start with the examination. Before I go and tell something about examination, first thing I want to talk about the PMI made some rule changes. How many of you are aware of it? Exam rules. Okay, Pushpa says yes, I know. Some of you says yes, I know. Good to know. Is it a good change or a bad change? Whatever change, I have to accept it. Good change? Okay. Yeah. Good for whom, Talal? Good for whom?
Good for everyone.
Okay, what a good mean by you? Maybe you're mute. You're mute.
Yeah, only the competent people will come out now.
There you go. You ring the bell exactly. Now, this is a complaint for a long time that people work hard 3 months, 5 months to clear this examination. They're very proud to get the certificate. Always there is one person, a rat in the place. Okay. And they make this kind of a wrong impression about any certificate, not this one, any certificate. And there are people in the world, they live for this. They want a dump question paper. They want to somehow win the life. Okay. What will happen is the people working hard felt bad about it. And there are a lot of complaints about this institutes to PMI Institute. And PMI took it very seriously. So coming back here, if somebody not aware of it, from 25th of September, what PMI did is, once a person takes the examination, they will not publish the result immediately. What it mean? Which means they will take 5 days of time to publish your result. Why 5 days of time? What they are doing is they're going to do some data work. When I say data work, they're going to go through your exam writing pattern and some analytics they're going to use and declare your result after all this analysis. What it means is they don't want anyone to do the examination in a fake way. That checking going to happen. Now you can question me, this should have been done before the exam starts. The center should be properly maintained, or validation should have been done before, well, not after the exam. Maybe PMI have to improve on that area. Even I will tell that, because a person writing the exam waiting 5 days is pretty high, because the heartbeat will be super high. However, there is a person who cleared the exam recently. What he did is he took the exam in the center, and then they declared saying that thanks for taking the exam, wait for the results, we will publish you back. Then he went back home, he checked on the PMI dashboard. It mentioned we will declare your result in 48 hours. That's what he saw. Exactly by 40 or 35 hours, he got the mail intimation. You have successfully cleared the examination with the scorecard. When I say scorecard, about target that has been published. So it is not 5 days actually, they're doing in 48 hours. As the days moves on, it look like they are using AI for data analytics process. So as more data they gather, what will happen is it could happen faster. So this is my belief about the PMI. So rule here is your exam result will not be published immediately. That's a message to everyone here. You all got that? Right? Clear? They call us a data forensic. That's what they're going to do. Okay. With this, we'll go to Agile Mindset. Before we go to Agile Mindset, how many of you here have read the book called Agile Practice Guide? You opened the book and you saw some chapters. There are some people. Okay, good to know. Was it a good reading, this book? Very base, right? Very base, nice. Anyone want to say at least one hint or one line which you read from this book which you liked? Anything pops up in your mind on Agile? I read this, man, interesting. Something like that?
T-shaped people.
Repeat again.
T-shaped people.
T-shaped people. So which means somebody to be in a good body shape. Is that the meaning of it? No?
No, one has to be a specialist as well as generalist.
That's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. Do you think it's only for Agile or it can go for any industry? No, in predictive
Any
also. Any industry,
Any
right?
industry.
But in Agile, it is highly in demand. So Akhil, thanks for that point. What Akhil is pointing out is we call as a T-shaped person who may be specialist on one particular area and also having broader knowledge in a couple of more areas. Now, the question is why this kind of people are needed. So answer for is, when we talk about agility, agility means things keep changing. In a sense, you cannot rely on one particular way of implementation, but things keep being flexible and changing. In this world of much of change, we need people who are capable of having more than one area of knowledge, so that our team, the team which you call as an agile team, is capable of handling even a complicated or a complex task in a very smooth way, for which we look for a T-shaped people. And also they call this as a good knowledge maintenance in the company, which means there are days when somebody moves out of the company, the knowledge goes with this person. The person resigns, it goes with him. Now, what they're doing here is, if T-shaped person is available, high chances are we may have a people who have knowledge in a couple of more areas, so we don't lose a knowledge base in the company. So that's where T-shape comes in. Fantastic, Akhil. Thanks for that. So now what I do is I'll bring up a screen. Before that, I'll listen to someone who is going to exam in next few days of time. Anyone here in the next few days, few weeks, getting to PMP exam or ACP exam? Do I have someone here? Or you are going to exam end of October, beginning of November?
Yeah, end of October. I'm planning for end of October.
Planning for end of October. So end of October means you should start your practice exams in the middle of October.
Mid-October, yes.
Right. How many full exams you are planning?
I'm going through this chapter-wise exams daily on the basis. I'm going through RITA and the chapter-wise exams.
Okay.
The unit-wise.
Okay, nice to know. So now what you do is, at one stage you have to get to some questions like 60 questions or 40 questions, or you have to go through a 180 questions exam. That's good for you. Now, can I assume that you completed some good amount of content in the book reading?
Yes, on the Rita I have completed.
You have completed. Agile
Yeah.
practice guide you went through?
That's the next on the
Next segment.
on the target.
Are
Yes.
you working in agile environment already?
Yeah, it's combined like predictive and agile. It's the construction side basically. So it will be like both.
Okay. In construction, what line it is? Your implementation?
Execution side.
Execution of construction. You mean construction, the raw work of building, constructing. Is that correct?
That's right.
All
Building
right,
construction.
fantastic. So there you have agility also there, part of it?
Yes, at the moment I'm working on a project is refurbish. So in that, you can't predict what's going to come in a refurbishment project. So a bit of agile will be there, mostly predictive.
Good, right? At least you get the flavor of agile in your corporate. They keep talking.
That's right.
That's nice, man. Good. So Rita book is good. Agile practice guide you will start and complete. So if end of October, that's today, 1st of October. If end of October means at least by second week, end of second week of October, start your one full exam.
Okay.
So before that, please take at least few 60 questions exam. Don't exhaust. Take 3 or 4 60 questions exam. That's sufficient.
Okay, we'll do that.
Right. One thing I found with the people here in ShriLearning, we have a question bank, thousands of questions. Every time when you click, it will give you a new question.
That's
so
right.
Our people is becoming like contacting a genie. Genie, give another 10 question. GV, give another 10 question. Another 10 question. It's something like a chain smoker they keep doing. No one is taking time to give a pass and look what questions I did, what kind of answer I'm doing, and am I reading the question properly? What is the gap? Is it a subject not understood? My reading ability is not clear. Am I reading the question after I am having good rest? I slept well. I had a good food. My brain is not disturbed with my personal relationship problem. I'm clear on that. Without that, they just keep on smoking. Oh, okay, something will happen. It will not work. Zero result. And they come back and tell to me, Shri, I'm keep on taking the exam, nothing is happening. How it will happen? Nothing will happen. Until somewhere we pass in our life and look back what I'm doing, nothing will improve. Maybe it will improve by practice, 3-4 answers will go correct. That's what will happen. But if somebody is pretty low in your score, recommendation is only taking test will not solve. Exam is important. I'm not denying that, but give a pass, go back and see. For example, if you take a 10 question exam, take time to analyze it at least more than once, not once, more than once. But you know what? That's a painful process. Analyzing your own question paper is one of the tough things in the world. You don't like to see that because our brain want to see only the correct answers. Our brain don't want to see the wrong answers because we don't like feedback. We don't like somebody complaining your t-shirt is not good. We don't like it. If that is a nature we have, main exam gets more tougher and tougher. Sometimes we have to accept our mistake. We have to accept our mistake. If we don't accept the mistake, chances are problem will happen. I'm not saying that accept means accept mistake. Yeah, I'm a mistakeful person. No, that's not the case. Accept the mistakes and start analyzing. So that's a point. So anyway, Thala, thanks for those info which you shared, and stay in touch with me in the WhatsApp. So I know that where you are progressing.
Sure, I will be in touch.
Perfectly. Great. Good. Any other person getting to exam in the month of November, beginning of November?
Shri, I couldn't highlight that earlier. So I'm also planning to give in October itself. I'm
Very
planning
good.
21st or so because of some personal commitment. I'll be busier after that.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Are you in touch with me in the recent scores of yours? Are you started taking exams?
I've given chapter-wise exams, but I have not taken the exams.
All right. Not needed now. You have time, but don't delay too much because 21st days will. I think in India now it's a festival season, right? One after other holiday keep coming. New dresses, new items to eat, new movies to watch, and some cricket and some politics and road traffic. Enough. Your life is gone. So see if you can schedule it clearly and then start taking the test. I would recommend 3 full exams. Early days, I used to tell 5, but I've said now it's 3 is sufficient because we have made our question paper in a good tuned way. So you can take 3 full exams of ShriLearning and take few 60 questions exam. As I was pointing to Tala, the same point, do that. As I give the same point again, give a pass, analyze. That's very important before you go to next exam. Just taking test will not give improvement. Okay. All right. Thanks, Reni, for that, and good wishes. Keep doing.
Hi, Shri. Good evening.
Yep.
I am also planning to take exam by end of this month, October end.
Very good. Nice to know. And you have completed reading the book?
Not yet, Shri.
Not yet. Okay. Which book you are currently reading?
Agile Practice Guide and as well as Rita.
Okay. So are you allocating the time properly? If Saturday I will read Rita, maybe Sunday I'll open Agile Practice Guide. You do that way?
No, that's the major problem I'm facing, Shri. Actually, few days I'm waking up at morning at 5 o'clock, 2-3 days. Then again I'm missing. Again after 2-3 days, again waking up because since I'm a mechanical engineer and we used to go to different places to visit customer, vendor. I'm not getting time to read.
Understand.
I'm taking this mock exams. As you correctly said, our mind will not accept to analyze the questions. Whatever the questions are correct, that only I am concentrating. But
that's how we do. That's human nature. That's human nature. That's what 80% people in the world struggle. Not only here, in food habits, dressing habits, car driving habits, everywhere we struggle on this. It's very common human brain process. It'll take some time to break it. We'll work out gradually on this. That is how in the classes we insert a lot of philosophy, okay, in psychology. Coming back here on your topic, which you said inconsistency on your preparation, that is a problem. The way what you're preparing, your brain can't accept the content properly. This will hit your scores badly. You have to bring some consistency. I understand you work in a company where you can't do that, but find at least 3 days in a week you are consistent.
Okay,
a body muscle, if I want to do exercise, every morning 6 to 7 o'clock, if I do exercise, my brain and my muscle will be used with the pattern. Suddenly, if I change it to evening 7 o'clock, if I do, one day it will accept. But if I keep on irregularly doing it, my body muscle will not accept it. That's a muscle ability. Same way for brain. Brain also has a muscle that needs some pattern. You cannot go so irregular for a creative knowledge work. Normal things you can do, brushing you can do, but creative knowledge work, you need some pattern. Okay, that you have to find. I know you're grown up, you have a family. I can't treat you like, hey, wake up this time, sleep this time. I can't say that. But the recommendation is, if you plan for exam in October, now you have to talk to somebody like stakeholders in your company. If you want, keep them transparent and informed. This is how I'm going to do. So you have to work out and get a schedule till October or November. And you have to focus on it, clear the exam, go back, thank them for the success and start doing the job. So keeping things transparent also sometimes makes life easy. Yes, it's up to you how to plan it. I did that way. When I'm doing years back, I spoke to my senior manager, said that this is how I'll be. And they agreed. And for next 1.5 months, I had a better job allocation. So I was able to stay consistent on what preparation. But depends job to job. I can't force on you. Okay. But consistency important. There you break, it'll shake all your system.
Yeah. Thanks, Shri. Thank you so much.
Cool, man. And stay in touch. Keep me posted on your progress.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Anyone else have the exam? If not, we'll get into agile mindset. Okay, I have some topic to talk. Then we'll come for the questions. I have a couple of questions today to talk about. All right. So now what I'm seeing here, what you're seeing here. Are you getting the screen, what I'm sharing now?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So question here in the screen, what you're watching out, on a leftmost, you are seeing two lines. One is a black, one is a blue. Now, which one is good for a project? Black or good, blue?
Black.
Okay. Why black is good?
It's a predictive project. You can predict it.
You can predict it well. I can tell right away, this is how it's going to happen. First requirement will be gathered. Next, I will go for the design of the project. Then I would go for something on execution of the work. It's a very step-by-step procedure. Okay, black looks really good. Nice to know. Anyone here, you see blue also happens in the market?
Yes, a lot.
Blue also happens, right? You cannot say no for it. Blue also happens. By the way, when black exists, then why blue is happening? When black exists, why blue is happening?
When there is uncertainty.
Unpredictables.
Very good. I heard a couple of good words here. One is uncertainty. What is the other one? Pushparaj, you are saying something?
Unpredictables.
Unpredictable. So there are projects where you can predict really well. That's very good defined. That's what I also heard. Black is good. Nice, black is good. Also, there are places, some things are unpredictable. When I say unpredictable, even though my vision is clear, even though my goal is clear, but the path to achieve could change. Vision also can change. Nobody can stop it, right? This also can change. This also can change. But many cases, if this is also changing, it's called chaotic, which means too much of confusion. It is not advisable to pick up a project where the goal and vision will keep on changing. Do you agree with this point? It is not advisable to pick up a work or a project where the vision and goal keep on changing. Is it tough? Super tough, right? For example, you are planned to go for a PMP certification, Agile certification, something, but you keep on changing your plan. You're saying that I will do first this certificate. Then you're telling I'll do other certificate. Then you're telling that next 3 months I won't do certificate, I'll only go to office. Suddenly next Sunday you feel that no, I will start reading. If you keep on changing, you can't do anything. So you should have some clarity of what to do. That's pretty important. This is even now in every industry, we agree that vision should be there, very clear. Little bit modification acceptable, too much is not good. But the question is, why blue is getting tricky? Because the blue, what happened is, are supposed to go this way. If I go this way, it also becomes a black color line. But I'm not going that way. What I'm doing, I'm changing it. This could be first plan, which I thought, let's work this way. When I came to 3rd month of the work, something course changed. Then I'm telling next 6 months, we will work like this. That's how I thought. When I come to maybe 5th month, again, it's changing. Next 3 months, I'll work like this. That's how it's going. But again, it can also change. Now, what we heard from people here is the word called uncertainty. When I say uncertainty, even though the vision is clear, the goal is clear, the path towards achieving that goals are changing. Why it is changing? The primary reason is there is something called welcoming change attitude. And this is called agile mindset. Agile mindset. Okay. Many books you will read, mindset is a philosophy. Agile is a philosophy. I can't keep on talking openly in the air and tell that Agile is a philosophy. Agile is something productively. I have to show you. What you see as a text is a productive terminology for the word called Agile mindset. When I say mindset, the habit of the corporate to invite change, even though we know what is the vision to achieve. I'm clear on the vision a little bit. Client is also clear on the vision a little bit. But as the days moves on, we are thinking, why can't we do this way? Why can't do other way? When this kind of conversation comes, we are accepting those changes. The behavior, the philosophy, the character, the attitude of the corporate, of individual, of the project team is called agile mindset, which means this team is accepting the change even very late in the project journey. If I want to tell you, if this whole project is a totally 8 months of time, I'm just giving a number, okay? 8 months of time. I don't know what project it is. It could be a mobile application to check weather report of your country. It could be, I'm just giving a example. So this 8 months project, after 3 months, something is changing. 3 months in overall 8 months is a big time, right? In 3 months, they would have done a lot of work already. Then why they are changing, man? Because we are changing for the benefit of the customer. I'm not changing because I love change. No, not like that. I'm changing because the benefit of the customer. Who is this customer? Could be some agency which collects a weather report of a particular country for some reason. Now, the main question is, when I say welcome change, we are talking welcome change from a team which is going to do the job. Nice, clear to know. But that's not the only point. The only point, the other key point here is, let me clear off some content. So the key point here is there is something called customer centricity. Have anyone heard this terminology? Have anyone heard these words?
Yes.
What it could mean by the English word?
It means keeping customer at the core.
Fantastic, right? Rightly said. Is it Renee who said this?
Yes.
Thanks, Renee, for this. Now, question to you, Renee. Do you think, is this the recent awareness of management world that the customer should be focused?
I think so. Earlier, it was not.
Okay. What could have been impact when the customer is not focused? Earlier days.
So the earlier, it was more got to do with lesser competition in the market. Now, as and when there's more option available to the customer, it is more the need of the hour to get things first.
Fantastic, right? So you focus on the customer, rightly you said, because of the competition. Could be there is a monopoly. Ford is the only car company in the world. No other go. You have to buy the Ford vehicles. Then came Toyota. Oh man, we have to go for Toyota. Then came Kia. Then comes in India. Now Tata is booming up. Now you see more competition coming up. So it is not mandatory a customer has to go with you. This is one side of competition. Other side here is we are living in a world where people thoughts and changes are getting manipulated every other day. I feel something is great yesterday, and the next day I'm feeling, why can't this way? Those days, I'm talking those days means 20 years or 30 years or 40 years back, even though people had a dream, you can't change for two reasons. One is, as Rini rightly pointed out, it is about competition. So you agreed, you go for it. The second one is, we did not have the technology to accept changes in some places because the changes are very expensive. The changes will have a scrap, rework, testing, quality, cost involved. So they didn't do that. Thanks, Rini, for that. So coming out of that, now what we heard about customer centricity, in order to focus on the customer, we have to have this mindset of accepting the change. And that mindset is called agile mindset. Is it only change is agile mindset? The answer is no. We're talking about how can we deliver something small on a regular basis. And this is also an agile mindset. You don't force to wait to bring up the huge deliverable to the customer. Rather, you find an opportunity to put into smaller deliverables. Shri, can I do this for a construction industry? I doubt. Let me talk to someone who said in construction, but they also have agile. I said, Tala, you said you are in construction?
Yes.
Okay. Is this possible to talk about small value-added increment in your industry? Is it possible?
But it's highly predictive, our industry.
You can't do that, right?
Yeah,
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. You have one portion of agility in your company. Are they Agile in delivery also by giving small values?
Not like that. Not in
Not
delivery.
like
Yeah.
you can't do that, right? So it's
Yes.
not possible. But the behavior of the team would be agile, but the outcome would be a consolidated output. Is that correct?
That's right.
Right. So agile is not only delivery dependent. Agile is about the thought process of accepting the change and also listening to feedback loop. And this has to change the world upside down. Who is giving feedback? Is it your project manager? Is it your CEO? Is it your team members? Who is giving feedback on a product? Who is giving a feedback? Who is
Is the
giving a
customer.
feedback? The customer gives the feedback.
Yeah.
Customer, come on, Shriram. You mean that those days customers don't give feedback? They give. We didn't say that. No, they give. But that time it is called as user acceptance testing, which happens almost end of the project. Right? Almost end of the project. A product is totally done. A project which gives an outcome is almost over. What do you mean by almost over, man? Which means I have come up with a whole set of work and I may invite this person. Hey, come on, man, it's October 1st. We agreed to show you. Come and see that. The customer comes and sees and says, oh my God, what the hell you did it, man? I didn't ask for this. That's what the requirement document says. No, I didn't mean that. Then you could have said earlier properly. You didn't ask me. So this kind of argument of you said, you didn't say, all this happened. Now the agile mindset is, I have to mute someone. So now the mindset here is how frequently you invite your stakeholders to be part of your discussion. All right, let me mute again. So what happened is this regularly inviting the stakeholders for giving the change and also giving a feedback. When I say feedback, it is by the customer who gives the feedback. Now you can question me back. Come on, man. I'm working in a company. I never seen the customer. I don't see the customer. For me, there is a team called John. John has 5 people working with him. I don't know what the hell John does. John will tell me I want it. Who is this John? John also works in my company, but that guy is from different department. For you, John is the customer. Is this correct? Anyone want to agree or disagree? For you, John is the customer. Is this true? Is this true?
Possible.
Yes.
It is true. For you, John is the customer. Now, the more you are clear with the discussing with the John, what does it mean by change for him? What does it mean by feedback for him? And in turn, John will talk to maybe end user. We don't know. But you be clear on who is your customer. Don't expect every time you will always meet the end user in the market. It is not possible for a big company where every member will talk to the end user of the product. Not necessarily. It could be somebody in your company. But the more you clearly listen to your people in your company, and in turn, they're going to talk to the customer and get the information. But for you, they are the stakeholder. Now here, the point of mindset is on agility is, it is a behavior. It's a philosophy. It's a belief system saying that accepting the changes will help my customer. Giving small value-added increments can help my customer. A feedback loop can reduce a lot of bug, highly possible. And there should be a learning through discovery. And this process is called empirical. Empirical is you learn through discovery. You learn through discovery of how to improve ourselves. And on top of all, in agile mindset, the philosophy talks something called failing fast. Have anyone heard this terminology in your company? Fail fast? Somebody talks about fail fast? Any senior management talks about fail fast in your company?
Yes.
Okay. Nice to know. At least I'm hearing one yes. It's happening, right, in a company. But at the same time, the company don't want people who continuously keep failing, isn't it?
That's right.
Which means you fail, but what is the learning on that? I don't want you to fail at the end of the game. This is a game, imagine, starts on the day 1 and it goes for 10 days. I don't want you to fail on the 10th day. I'll be happy even if you fail here. Fail here, you learn. And again, you fail here, you learn. But when it comes, it will be successful. The failure is for learning purpose. See, what do you mean by failing? Can you give an example? In Agile, one of the methodology name is called a Scrum. I'm sure some of you heard the word Scrum already. You utilized also. In Scrum, we have something called a sprint. Okay. In Agile, we call the word iteration, but in Scrum, we use the word sprint. Sprint is a short time box, maybe 5 days, 10 days. Team take a goal and work. It is not mandatory for a Scrum team to make sure every sprint they deliver something. I'll repeat again. It is no mandatory rule that every sprint, every 5 days, they have to deliver something workable. Not necessarily. Then what's the thing? There is a high chance they do a mistake. They can't deliver it. There is a high chance they made something, but it's not working. There is a high chance team collaboration failed. But the point is, I want this team to learn that failure on a regular basis. Can someone tell me in Agile, at least in Scrum, they have a place to learn those mistakes? What it is called as?
Retrospectives.
Well said, man. Well said. Retrospective. Somebody don't know, please Google it. The word called retrospective. Retrospective is a very English term, where you retrospect end of the year, how the year went on. You retrospect your practice exams. You retrospect your character and habits. Retrospecting is looking back. What you're looking back? Maybe some of your failures. Not always failures, but maybe some of your failures. But the point is, when a project is happening, imagine there is a project. And this project is divided into 2 segments. This is called a release 1, and this is called a release 2. And release 1 can take a few sprints or few iterations to complete. And there could be release 2, which also can take few weeks, few iterations. I don't want you to tell me I'm a failure on the end of the project. Rather, I'll be very happy if you can say me I'm failed here. Then I learned. Again, I failed. I learned. Now I'm successful. Again, I failed. I learned. I'm successful. Maybe. But the point is, I would have failed a couple of times in my sprint, which I don't deliver the value, which I didn't understand the product at all. I may converse with my customer to understand the changes. I may see what is the feedback they want to give. And that thought process, no method here, no process here, no daily stand-up, no Excel sheet, no Jira, no Microsoft project, no computer. It's a behavior. It's a behavior. There are big people in every industry. In sports, you can take number of top stars. If you go and talk to them, by nature, they have the agile mindset. They welcome the change if they want to improve. They keep improving regularly. They take feedback. Go and talk to any top most winning people. Go and read the books of them. You can go and read Dr. Abdul Kalam's book. He would have given a lot of failures and a lot of ways he got feedback from people to improve himself. And one day we call him as the greatest person, Dr. Abdul Kalam. Abdul Kalam doesn't come just like that. He has an agile mindset to accept the change, to accept the feedback, accept the failure and improve. Right? If this is happening, it's called agile behavior, agile mindset, for which I don't need a Scrum. I don't need daily stand-up. It's a thought, it's a behavior. And this behavior, once implanted in your mind, in your team, in your corporate, then comes Scrum, Kanban, extreme programming, predictive model, PMP certificate, Prince2 certificate, scaled agile, Excel sheet, Jira. These are all just tools. But the thought is important. And this is what they're talking from the year 2001. And they call us agile mindset. Today, it's 2023. Even today, we are telling 75% of the projects are failing in the world, irrespective of it's a black line or a blue line. Still, we are failing. You know why? You know why we are failing? It is because people are only for tools and techniques. How good I will learn Jira board, how fast I can get PMP certificate and get 20% salary hike. But very few people, they take this, digest it properly, and they become really agile by their character. When they turn and they are called as leader in the corporate. This is how it works. So agile mindset is a behavior. For this, don't think it came only in the 2001. In 2001, we coined a name for it, but we are talking agility thousands and millions of years. We're talking that. It's there for a long time, but now we have a name for it. That's a meaning. All right. Does it give some idea what is agile mindset and why we have the methods in the market?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Good. By the way, question to people here. In your corporates, already this is being discussed. When I say about change, feedback, fail fast, and the last one is value-driven development. Anything I give, that should be valuable. I believe this is a part and parcel of your company already. You may be directly or indirectly working for it. But consciously, sometimes we don't think about it. The moment you consciously think and you see this in your office, you'll be surprised to know you are working in the best company in the world. Many people don't realize it, right? So coming back to this point here, black line is a good one, predictive model. Even today, it's good. No one can say that's bad. Because Agile came in, don't think others are bad. In the industry, there is a belief that if a new method comes, the old method is totally out. Don't think like that. New method is going to help some way of preparation. And when I said about some work which has a lot of unknown, a lot of uncertainty, where you need more experimentation of implementation, there we go for this model. I gave an example of a, let's say, a weather report application. Weather report is pretty complicated. One city will have a different way of weather, other is different, customer expectations are different, market demand is different, IT tools and techniques are different. So I'll keep on changing. And this could be maybe a construction. I was talking about Tala, right? We're talking about a construction of a school building. I'm clear on what to do, right? That I'll be very linear. When I say linear, sequentially, I will do it. It's very clear. But don't think for that this is easy. If somebody want to use the word easy for that, come on, man. That has its own toughness. You will have a risk management, quality management, cost management, but you know what to do. That's an interesting part of predictive model. Even though toughness is there, people will not come to office. Suddenly it rain heavily. Government regulation comes in. Something will be the trouble. But still, I know what to do. But here, I don't even know what to do. On top of that, I will have government problems. I will have regulation problems. Something will be there. That is why we call unknown and uncertainty is very high. This area of work, if you don't have this behavior, you can't do that. Even if you do that, you will fall under 75% of, what does 75% means? What is 75%?
Failure.
We don't know that. We will do it and we'll go home. Our salary will come. Based on the salary, you bought a new dress, new perfume, a new car. You will be happy. One day we will go to the company. But just look back last 5 years, the company where you worked. Because of you, did they improve something? Really, I have to think about it. Maybe you can think of it. Then you will feel sometime, yeah, I worked for these guys. They earned big money because of me. I contributed. Or sometimes you will feel shy enough to say, man, I don't think I did something productive. Could happen because many people don't think that process. And that is why the certifications makes you to think. That's what they happen. Amazing, guys. Let's give a pause here. Little on the agile mindset. By the way, question to people here. How many of you have the habit of reading principles of agile? You have a habit of reading principles?
Yes. Yes.
Really? Good. So how many principles are there?
12. 12 principles, 4 values.
Good to know. Good to know. Nice. I like that. What is the 11th principle, if anyone remember it?
Simplicity. Organization.
No.
Help organizing team.
No, the best architecture and
Good
sorry.
attempt.
Yeah, the
Elaborate
best
is
architecture.
self-organizing.
Yeah.
Good one, Indra. You made a good job. So what you had for lunch, Indra?
Rice only. I'm from India.
You didn't have fasting?
No. I'm not
Okay.
fasting. I had lunch here.
Very good. We're just seeing what kind of lunch we should have, so we remember all the principles. Okay, that's why we're trying. Thanks for that. So you made an attempt. I like that. The best architecture requirements and design emerge. The word emerge is very important. From where? Self-organizing teams. So far, I spoke about agile mindset. I spoke about empirical process, which means they discover, learn, and move forward. Who is that they? The word they goes to the people called self-organizing teams. I'm sure you have a company CEO sitting on top of it. I'm sure you have somebody called portfolio manager. Maybe a project manager also exists, or maybe a scrum master also exists. All these guys are there. Nobody stops. They're there. What is their role? Their role is vision. Their role is a strategy. Their role is guide the people. That's it. You will not put your nose inside this architecture, requirement, design. Those days gone. So the self-organizing team has to do that. If they want to do that, they should have the mindset of agility, where they welcome the change, where they fail fast, where they take a feedback. When you have that as a character, a habit, you won't get frustrated. Because I have seen architects fighting in the company when I started my career 20 years back. An architect design, somebody says something about the design, that guy will not talk to you 3 days. You know that? Have you seen this kind of architects? If you say something about the design, that guy won't talk to you. You spoke about my design. I'm in this company for 45 years, 35 years, 25 years. I'm the, you see some guys, they have that habit, right? I'm the boss of the boss. So behavior, I think wrong in it. That's the way they've grown up. Those days are slowly going away, which means it's a collaborative effort, which means, again, Akhil, you mentioned about T-shape, right? T-shape people. So when I say T-shaped people, it will have people, you will have people with the capability of architecting, capability of designing. Man, you're looking for a superhuman? Not a superhuman. The world is moving towards human capability, expanding the human capability. You cannot tell that I'm only architect, I'm only requirement, I'm only that. Those days are slowly going away because more and more computers coming in, more and more systemization. When more systems are coming in, I don't think somebody should sit until I'm an architect, give me a pen and paper, I'll sketch it on the board. Nobody says. You give me model, system will do everything. Only thing I want you to tell me what model. That idea only you have to give me. The world is changing. We cannot talk what we were discussing 20 years back. It won't help you. So the agile principle says this. But Shri, is this the latest principle? You know when this principle was written? Do you know the timeline?
2001.
February
1990.
You're right. No, you're right. So Indra, again, what you had for lunch?
Normal, rice only.
Rice only. Okay. You should say rice. Good rice. Okay. We should all have rice to remember meal. Thanks, Indra. So coming back here, what he said is right at 2001 February, they wrote these principles. Now you can question me back. So you're talking in 2023 and you're connecting with the current world, how world is changing. How come this was written 2001? All these guys went through the pain of manufacturing industry, model of working in 1980s and 1990s. Then they thought that model will not work. Then they said the team should be T-shaped. The team should be self-organized. The team should have a mindset of agility. Then it can make a better quality output. But don't think because of this, world will change upside down. No, it's a proposal. I used to say all the time, this model can go wrong also in your company. It can go wrong, right? We don't know which one will be right. But so far, it has given a better result if somebody had that agile mindset, not Scrum Master in my company. We have a Jira board, daily stand-up happening. That will alone will not help you. Until the people believe that it works, it works. Yeah, that's a point. So point here is self-organizing teams are capable of doing. All right, let's give a pass here. Shall we see a couple of questions to see how much our brain is processing? I will bring a question. Meantime, if some of you have a question which you took recently, feel free to bring it up. Here is a question. I would expect everyone to put your answers in your chat box. Some of you watching from YouTube, you can give in a comment section. Did everyone answer the question? I'm going to check everyone is answering. All right. Most of you answered. I'm seeing one particular answer is chosen by everyone. Can one of you speak up? Why you thought this could be the answer?
Product owner is the final authority to accept or reject the product.
Authority. I like this word, huh? Authority. Do you think the word authority goes in Agile heavily? Could be.
Could be, yes.
Maybe. Okay, Niranjan, what is your thought there?
Actually, the question is phrased like your team has just completed the first sprint. That means they are referring to you as a Scrum Master or a project manager. So that should not, that we can eliminate those. And then they said that the feature is completed, and who do you need to invite for the demonstration to accept or reject the features? So there is a decision to be made. So this can be done by the product owner.
Okay, I hear your point. However, there is a person called a sponsor given here. Sponsor is a person whom we are working for, right? This is a guy who funds for the project. But still, we're not inviting this guy. Why so?
We can invite him, but the feature for the product has to be like accepted or rejected by the product owner only.
Very good. Very good. I like the answer. So you can invite this guy. I'm not denying it. Let him come and sit. Let he or she come and sit. Watch. But the acceptance could be from only the product owner. That's the message, right? Why this could be this way? The reason is, we would have seen in our classes, a product owner is a person who is a representative of the customer. So the product owner is a representative of this sponsor. What kind of representative? Business knowledge representative. Business, isn't it? You recruit this person because he or she possesses the knowledge of that particular business. Now, when the requirement is given to the customer or the team members which is doing to the team, this person would have given, the product owner would have given some term called acceptance criteria. Have anyone heard the word acceptance criteria terminology?
Yes.
Yes.
Acceptance criteria. They call us acceptance criteria. So what is this criteria, Shri? Which says point number 1, it should be like this. Point number 2, it should be like this. Point number 3, it must be like this. This is given when the requirement is given to the team to do the job. Once the team has done the job, now I'm happy to invite the sponsor. But the sponsor is a person who says what I want. But the product owner has a business knowledge clearly, which he or she can tell what is right, what is wrong. And this person, when they verify and say accepted, it becomes mutual agreement between the team and the client representative that we have completed the job. And when you do that, that's called going to be DOD. Have anyone heard about DOD?
Definition of done.
Definition of done. Very good, right? That's a good question you answered. Okay, I like that. So what's the answer? The answer is a product owner sees a demonstration, accepts or decline the development feature. Okay, he or she can decline also, saying that no, that's not the way it should work. It should work this way, because their focus is on value addition. What kind of value? Amazing, guys. That's a good question. Let me see. Meantime, anyone have a question? Anyone of you took an exam recently and you have a question? Before to bring my next question, you want to talk about such a question I have? Let me see. Any hands up there? No hands up. Since no hands up, I'm going to have another question. Here it is. A little bigger question. Try it out. I'm seeing answers getting on there. Again, I'm seeing one particular answer is being chosen. Let me listen to someone who want to talk about this answer. Anyone interested to talk about this answer?
Can I, Sriram?
Yep, please go ahead, Pushparaj.
I viewed in a little different way. I tried to match where it stood. I mean, it's a traditional approach. That means it's a very clear predictive. Now, predictive goes in match with A, B, and D, where predictive projects are projects that require front-loader planning work. Those predictive projects are low change projects. Predictive projects are projects where detailed schedules are already prepared. So the odd man out is C.
Okay, you use the elimination technique to capture it.
Yes.
Okay, I like that idea. But do you agree with the C, that high change projects where there is more complexity than one person can manage? You agree to this point? Is it true?
Could be.
Okay. Thanks for that input. I appreciate it. I'll go to Vinay. I'm seeing Vinay hands up.
Hi, Shri.
Hey,
so way I understand is right. Yes, high change project where there is more of unpredictability, right? Those are always complex, and you usually go about doing that in an agile way, and in an agile project. The focus is not on the project manager; it's mostly on the team, and so that's how I took it. So it's not only the project manager's responsibility in an agile project, when it comes to tracking and reporting, it's overall on the team as well. It's like we are aiming for a self-organizing team, right? So
makes sense. Great, thanks Vinay and Pushparaj. Coming back here, the traditional project management approaches places the PM at the center of coordination. For this, in the books of Rita or PMBOK, when you read, or agile books you read, you would have seen something called integration management. Have you witnessed this word called integration management? if some of you would have witnessed integration management, where there is a person called manager who orchestrate the whole process. I'll stand in the center and say, let's do this way, orchestrating. Now, this way of putting things together is a role given to a manager in a very predictive model, because we need a person to drive the show. Because things are predicted, you know the schedule, you know the cost, you know the risk, you do that. However, in a work where the uncertainty is very high, right, where you cannot say what is the requirement, you cannot say how we will do that. Two uncertainties. One is technical uncertainty, requirement uncertainty. When these two are high, it will not be beneficial to have a one person to do all the work. Then what do you do? So when a high change projects were there, now you have more than one person, right? One person can change that. You need a team. That is why we have again the T-shaped people. That is why we have a people who can self-organize. That is where we just saw the 11th principle. What is the 11th principle? The best architecture, requirements, design, emerge. The word emerge is important. Emerge from self-organizing teams. When you use the word emerge, it is not somebody going to force you. I want this design to be done by the team. No. Team, they're ready. They're ready to do it because they're capable. They're called knowledge workers. I'm sure I used the word earlier also in the classes, knowledge workers. They're capable of doing things. Only thing they need a vision. They need a clarity. They need a platform. Rest they will do. On those cases, it is hard for a manager to drive everything. You can have a manager. Nobody says no for it. In a company of IT or Agile, you can have a manager. But a manager alone cannot do the job. He or she may need more number of people and they are capable of accepting the change. That's where the answer comes in. So I like the approach of what Vinay said. I like the approach of what Pushparaj mentioned. So elimination technique, one is straight to the answer. Both are right. And that makes you to get to the answer. Okay, here we go. Agile approaches, by the way, you see the answer on the screen right now. So what happened here? Agile approaches are recommended for high change projects. Such projects requires cross-functional team. Cross-functional. I will have a different knowledge-based people in one place to coordinate their own work, because usually such projects have more complexity than one person can manage. You need more number of people. That's the message. Amazing, guys. That's a good one. All right. Nice to see more amount of Agile knowledge here. Do I have somebody here who going for PMI ACP exam? PMI ACP candidates are here. Oh, no. All right. That's good. Okay. Let me listen to someone who have a question. You have a question? Smita?
Hi, Shri. I have a question. The question is, I just wanted to know, like, how is Scrum of Scrums different with respect to continuous integration? As in both of them, they continuously coordinate and iterate and develop the work. So I just wanted to know what is the, fine differences between them.
Difference between Scrum of Scrum and continuous integration, right? Okay. Scrum of Scrum is a ceremony. When I say ceremony, an event where in a week, twice or thrice, the people whom called as Scrum Masters, they meet. Let's say I'm a Scrum Master, you are a Scrum Master. We work for a same project.
Okay.
You have a team of 8 people. I have a team of 9 people. We work on some functionality. I'm working on banking, credit card validation. You work on a banking, but some other process under credit card. We talk on every Tuesday. Let's say 3 to 3:15 in the post lunch time. And I will tell about what's happening in my team, how things are going on. If I have any dependency on your team, I'll request you. And you will tell that, yes, we are working on it. You can reach out for this help. Now it's more on people and process and collaboration. That's a Scrum of Scrum.
Okay.
Then what is continuous integration? Continuous integration is a concept. Scrum of Scrum is a ceremony or an event. Continuous integration is a concept. Whenever we develop something, do something, we have to connect and see, is it working properly? Is it breaking somewhere? By continuously touching each of things, you know what is a failure point. That too specifically in information technology. Many things are virtual, digital. You can't see anything. If I'm coming with a wall, I can see the wall has raised 4 feet high. I know what is next going to happen. But in some area, you cannot see that. Intangible things, you can't see that.
Yeah.
Now, what they do here is they bring things together and they connect it. And that's called integrating. You continuously integrate to see, is it working? For example, let's take about, I just gave an example of weather report checking.
Yeah.
So weather report checking, one team works on collecting the weather report of all over the city or a state in the country. One team will work on user login. Shriram has to log in. Shriram should be a paid member of this portal. Then only can see the details. Now, there should be a continuous integration of these two components to see a login person can see the weather report.
Yeah.
So this, I cannot wait till the last day of the project. Shri, come on, you give me all the logging information. Smita, come on, you give me all the weather report. Let's test it. If I do that, it could be a major failure because I'm waiting till the last day. When I do continuous integration, when I come with a basic model of user login, you come with a basic model of weather report, they integrate and see login with the page, is it visible? So they continuously keep integrating using tools, techniques. So it's a concept in management, specifically in information technology. They use a continuous integration to make team to regularly touch base to find out the problems, errors, bugs, and fix it continuously. Now, a Scrum of Scrum can help to make the continuous integration work smoothly. But Scrum of Scrum is a ceremony, is an event. That's it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah, Shri, I have one question. So in that first, they, write test cases, and based on that, if code fails again, they will fix that, and then proceed. So on. So in that, I have doubt, like, who wrote the? Who will write the test case? Is there? QA engineer write, or developers will write, and how it will be?
That's a good question, right? So now the purpose of test-driven development, when you go back on the history, what they found is once a team develop a weather report related application, and then they go test it. They test whether Smita from India can log in. Shri from Africa or Europe or US can log in. They check it and it works. Sometimes it doesn't work. Now, after development, when they test, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. While developing also, people don't get the broader knowledge of what all the false or failure scenarios. They don't think on it. Like how we do your PMP practice test. Whenever you write a question, you look only for the right answer. You don't look for the wrong answers. So people's brain don't think for the wrong side. Now, what they found is there is something called test-driven development. First, they make that developing team member to write the test case. The guy who is going to develop, he or she will write the test case. By which what they found is a person who writes a test. Test means what? To check whether it is working or not. And also you will write a lot of negative scenarios, isn't it? What if Smita name given in a wrong spelling? Will it work? What if Shri is a non-paid member? Still will I show the weather report? I will try a lot of these cases, right? By doing this, the development team knowledge improved before they develop the work. So they write a test case. By the test case, now they got an idea, how should I work now? Now you go back and do the job, you do a better quality work. So answer your question, it should be done by that development team. If quality guy is going to do, what's the point? What's the point? It doesn't make sense, right? Still, quality team can do that, but they have to intimate or tell at least what kind of test cases are doing. If not, the benefit is very less.
Okay, thank you. And extension of that, how it is different than behavioral, BDD, behavioral driven development.
So what do you have read about behavioral development?
It's like how the based on the application works, will user will interact with that, and then if it is fail, again they will modify the code, and again it will test.
Very good.
And how we have to correlate with test driven and behavior driven? Is there any correlation? Is there?
Because you read in the web pages doesn't mean you have to correlate. One thing you mentioned right now, behavior driven development, we see how the interaction works. Is that correct?
Yes.
How it behaves. In a test driven, what we discussed so far is to make people to think from the direction of what all can fail. I would say both has its own benefit. If you want to bring together, yes, you can. But I see it's its own benefit. It can be on its own. Test driven could help to bring up some scenarios which is so critical, which you don't address when you start the work straight away. The word behavior is totally different, right? Behavior of whom? Behavior of application or human being?
Behavior of application.
Sure?
Behavior of application with respect to user interaction.
Yeah. So there are a lot of difference, right? Only
Yes.
test writing is different. Behavior is totally different. So it has its own meaning and attachment. You can relate if you want, but each one has its own advantage. You cannot, I don't want to compare between India team and Australia team. That's not the case here. It has its own benefit. You have to learn. Sometimes you have to use test-driven development on need basis. Some places we have to use behavior-driven on a need basis. And there are some cases you can go to Google and read it out. There are some cases given where I have to go for behavior-driven, where there is more interaction is needed, more clarity of work is needed. Then they go for behavior-driven also. There are some work which has a lot of corner cases. When I say corner cases, you can't think in that direction at all. Only a developer, when they write a test cases, you may think in the direction, for which they go for test driven also. So it's purely advantage based on the team, based on the project.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for clearing.
Amazing. Great, guys. I think we are top of the time. And today we are starting a new batch of PMP. Oop. So next class, when you come here, you will find a lot of new faces. So what will happen is the people who completed the classes recently, you will become senior guys. In college, we have the senior, right? So we'll do that. So now go ahead and keep up your reading process. Some of you declared that you're going for exam. Some of you interacted. Many are spectators. Every batch I get some people, always spectators. You watch. Nice, you watched, but take some action. Go back, put some schedule for yourself, read something, work on it. And you came for the classes. I'm so happy. Now listen to some of our previous recordings also, like this sessions, which will give you some hint of solving the question and some subject knowledge. If you still have doubt, you want to be part of the classes, reach out to Rahul. He will help you. You can be part of upcoming classes where you can listen to the subject. Good.
Okay.
All right. Then
no.
Go ahead.
Shri, just an update. I'm planning for the exam on 14th.
14th of October. Great, Niranjan. I think we are in chat with the WhatsApp.
Right.
Okay. So what's your preparation status now?
So book reading I've completed.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm revising the chapters and going for the mock of 60.
By now, you should have done at least one full exams.
I have completed 2 full exams, but that was before my trip. Actually, there was a gap in between.
You did in July.
Yeah.
So it's a long gap. How many 60 questions you have done recently?
Right.
Have you done 60 questions exam?
Yes.
Okay. How is I think you shared the scores also. I got that. I would recommend you to do at least 2 or 3 full exams in the next few days with some gap and some analysis. Please do that. And are you taking break from your work for a few days before the exam?
No.
Do that. Don't underestimate the exam.
Okay.
You may say that I don't have a holiday, my manager won't give you, but your manager will not give you the $500 back.
Of course.
It's up to you. You have to plan.
Okay.
If you keep going, even if you go to Sunday office, they'll be very happy. So you should know where to give a stop. So plan properly. I would say you have to scale up because you have only 12, 13 days with you. Your first full exam you took in July, which is pretty long. You're due right now. And enough with the book reading. Start taking the questions and do good analysis. I remember your chat, you were doing fast with your question. Is that correct?
Right.
Slow down yourself, go in the right rhythm, then only your scores gets a little more better. For now, your score is good. I'm not saying bad, but take one full exam and let me know how do you stand.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Then
Fine.
we'll
I'll do
start
that.
focusing on tuning further from there.
Okay, I'll do that. Thanks.
Cool. Fantastic. Great, guys. And thanks all for joining here. Have a great Sunday. We'll connect again by next Sunday. See you all. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Shri. Bye.
Bye, Shri.
Thanks, Ray. Thank you.